Hi, everyone. My name is Rashi Sharma, and I am a Relationship Implementation Specialist here at NACI in Early Learning Program Accreditation. We will be discussing 5 things to know about anti-bias curriculum and education and how it relates to accreditation. We receive many inquiries through tickets, phone calls, emails, and more on how to implement this, and we know how incredibly important it is. So here are 5 tips on anti-bias curriculum and education to use in your early childhood program. What is anti-bias education? From the second edition of one of NACI's bestsellers, Anti-Bias Education for Young Children and Ourselves by Derman, Sparks, and Edwards, it is a way of teaching that supports children and their families as they develop a sense of identity in a diverse society. It helps children learn to be proud of themselves and their families, respect a range of human differences, recognize unfairness and bias, and speak up for the rights of others. From our Advancing Equity in Early Childhood Education position statement, all children have the right to equitable learning opportunities that help them achieve their full potential as engaged learners and valued members of society. Thus, all early childhood educators have a professional obligation to advance equity. If you are a currently accredited program maintaining accreditation, or if you are a program seeking accreditation and in the process of self-study or self-assessment, employing an anti-bias curriculum can absolutely help you with the best practices across all 10 of our standards and improve the quality of your program. So let's jump right in. Tip number 1, learn about the children and families in your program. Standard 1 in Early Learning Program Accreditation, Relationships, has topic area 1A, which addresses the development and maintenance of positive, mutual relationships between educators and families, emphasizing the need for ongoing communication and sensitivity to family diversity. Different families will prefer different means of communication. Some may prefer an email, others may want a phone call, others may want communication via an application on a mobile device, and others may prefer in person. Figuring out the best way to communicate first and foremost with the family is going to benefit the educator-family relationship and designate a place where interactions can take place. Communication then takes off. It helps build trust. It allows you to understand certain characteristics about one another. And it begins goal setting for the child with both educator and family input. This then addresses Standard 4, Assessment of Child Progress, where assessments occur in the context of communications between teachers and families, and with sensitivity to cultural context in which children are developing. You become one team. Standard 7, Families, states that right from the start, program staff should understand the kinds of families being served in the program. To better understand the cultural backgrounds of enrolled children and their families, educators can invite families to the classroom to participate in activities with their child, or maybe even via Zoom. I have worked in a program where we had monthly family engagement activities in the evening hours, where informal conversations occurred between the educator, staff, and the families, where the families got to see their child's teacher at work and get to be a part of it. And of course, get to know one another. Go to cultural events, concerts, storytelling activities, and other performances in the area that are designed for children and their families, which is all about Standard 8, community. As a former teacher, I've been invited to birthday parties or to at-home dinners. And if I was available, I would always make it a priority to go. Why? Because it helped me see cultural values and norms within the home environment And therefore that benefited the way I taught that particular child or interfaced with that particular family. Meetings at school, information given to the program through intake forms. All of that can provide knowledge where the teacher can learn about a child and their family, and it can support the child's social and emotional adjustment to the early childhood environment. All of this and more helps design an anti-bias curriculum because it displays that not all children within a particular racial or ethnic group have similar characteristics. It shows the beauty within our differences, and it helps alleviate any bias we may hold. The key is for the staff to know and become a part of the lives of the program's families. Tip number 2 is going to be choosing high quality, diverse literature. Children need access to books that reflect their own race, culture, experiences, and context. The essential characteristics in Standard 2 curriculum emphasizes the importance of materials that reflect not only the lives of the children and families in the program, but also diversity found in society. Curriculum materials should always represent the diverse cultures, languages, ages, abilities, and genders found in society as a whole. It would have been so exciting for me as a young child to see a curly-haired Indian girl in my classroom's materials, or the use of the word mummy for mom, or a book with an Indian grandmother who wears a sari and a bindi. I mean, we can now make that happen. We can choose literature and other materials with Black and brown protagonists. We can read Ezra Jack Keats' The Snowy Day, which follows a young Black child thrilled and surrounded by love. We can read Tap Tap Boom Boom by Elizabeth Blumley, which has chance meetings and the beginning of new relationships, including interracial ones. We can have I Love My Hair by Natasha Tarpley, Big Hair Don't Care by Crystal Swain Bates in our classrooms. We can give our students the excitement they deserve and the representation they need. We can apply Standard 9's physical environment practice of having multicultural materials that promote the appreciation for diversity while being respectful of the cultural traditions, values, and beliefs of the families being served. We can do that, and that is significant. Tip number 3 is to notice and immediately address bias in your classroom. Racial bias and inequity can show up in many ways. In an early childhood setting, for example, making fun of or shortening children's names that are not traditionally white, calling on some children while ignoring others based on race, gender, language, class, etc., assigning roles based on gender or race, stereotyping, or wrongly labeling children's actions as a way of being defiant. Standard 3 teaching has topic area 3B, creating caring communities for learning, which ensures that children are protected from bias and discrimination. Teachers are responsible for assuring that any and everything in their classroom respects diversity in gender, sexual orientation, age, language, ability, race, religion, family structure, background, and culture. Speak up. Empower the children to speak up and against bias and racism. It will be worth it. Tip number 4 is to make a true commitment to anti-bias work. The process of accreditation will naturally allow your program to make anti-bias education a primary focus. Reflection is vital. Every single day as a teacher and as an administrator, I would write down what went well and what did not go well. I noted how I felt in every moment. I addressed issues. I used NACI resources to my advantage. I relied on my colleagues, and I never forgot my promise to my students and my staff. Standard 6, Staff Competencies, Preparation, and Support, states that the program employs and supports a teaching and admin staff that have the qualifications, knowledge, and professional commitment necessary to promote children's learning and development and to support families' diverse needs and interests. This should not be taken lightly. Per the Advancing Equity in Early Childhood Education position statement, it is not a one-time matter of mastering knowledge of customs and practices. It is an enduring responsibility to learn and reflect based on direct experiences with children, their families, and others. It's going to take work, but the result and growth from your commitment will be reaping rewards. Lastly, tip number 5, always consider and work to achieve the 4 core goals of anti-bias education. The 4 core goals of anti-bias education are to support children's development of a confident sense of identity without needing to feel superior to others, an ease with human diversity, a sense of fairness and justice, and the ability to stand up for themselves or for others through activism. In Standard 2 curriculum, topic area 2L states that the curriculum should provide children with many opportunities to build an authentic understanding of diversity in culture, family structure, ability, language, age, gender. Standard 10, leadership and management, is about the oversight and execution of all other program standards 1 through 9. A great leader sets the tone, and a program as a whole can achieve these 4 core goals. Children, they tell us every single day through their play, through their discussions, through their interactions, that they notice social issues. They're curious about differences. They want more information. We have a responsibility to conduct developmentally appropriate practice and cultural responsiveness by implementing an anti-bias curriculum and education for each and every child under our care. Visit nausc.org and use the hashtag anti-bias in our resources to access excellent articles, blogs, books, and more, including the information referenced in these 5 tips. And go to the Early Learning Program accreditation portion of the website for more information on the 10 standards that promote a high-quality anti-bias program. Thank you for watching.